fact that Route 66 passes through Flagstaff is a point of pride for the Chamber of Commerce, and its CEO says it is their responsibility to upkeep the mother road.
We are so fortunate to have Route 66 go through our community. It's such an iconic roadway, the mother road. So as far as travelers and visitors and commerce in general, people are just so enamored and in love and in romance with Route 66. It's a huge asset for our community.
On top of the scenic views in the high country, Pastrick says the historic buildings in downtown Flagstaff have their own appeal. Though Flagstaff was the world's first dark sky city, the neon lights from Route 66's heyday are still shining.
Where do you see neon signs anymore? I mean, it's so beautiful. I hope it never really does get taken down, because it reminds you every time you see it, like, oh, I wish we could go back to that time.
With the renaissance of road trips, Discover Flagstaff, the City of Flagstaff's tourism department, says it has seen Route 66 draw an international crowd.
You would be surprised how often people travel the entire Route 66. We have people from around the world. I've had visitors from Italy in the last year, from the UK, from Australia, and the United States all stop through Flagstaff on their way.
Randazzo says tourism is the foundation for Flagstaff's economy. With such a dependence on constant traffic, it is crucial to preserve one of Flagstaff's claims to fame.
We have a very rich heritage here, and preserving that history is important because that's what many visitors want to experience. It's not something that you can get just anywhere in America.
You can't get the Route 66 experience anywhere else in the world, which is why it brings an international crowd to Flagstaff.
Route 66 has global appeal. It was such a unique attraction when it was built, and a unique feature as a roadway, taking people through rural areas that weren't normally part of the highway system.
Pastrick says companies who capitalize on Route 66 are making a smart business decision.
It's just a no-brainer. It's just so neat to be able to say you're on Route 66. And it goes back to the fact that what else can we think of in America that is preserved for this long that people are really excited about?
Mario Martuscello brought his business Matador Coffee to Flagstaff almost a decade ago. Their flagship location sits in a perfect spot for tourists. He made Route 66 part of his company's identity.
That is literally, geographically at the top of I-17. I-17 turns into Milton and then curves right there into Route 66.
Even the building itself has a rich history that can be seen in the walls of Matador Coffee.
That building is probably 70 years old now. It was a gas station first, and in those days they built gas stations out of metal so they wouldn't burn, like a fire hazard idea, right? So it's a metal building.
Martuscello says staying true to the original layout has brought in stories of the building's past.
And funny enough, I had a guy come in, like maybe the first year we were open, and he was an older guy, and he goes, he pulled me aside and he goes, I used to work at the gas station in like whatever was the 50s. When I was a kid, I worked here. And so he kind of came in and gave me a little more history on it.
Matador even has its own Route 66 house blend.
Route 66 blend was kind of a riff on our house blend that we had been doing. That was sort of what we built our business on. When we moved up here, it seemed fitting to kind of dump the house blend moniker and call it Route 66 because it is kind of our home.
On the original alignment of Route 66, another small business is doing its part to bring back the aesthetics of the Great American Road Trip. Zach Miller finished renovations of the Americana Motor Hotel in 2023 and revitalized the original motel to pay its respects to the space age of America.
This hotel was originally built in 1962. And so we wanted to both infuse back the premier motor hotel-ness that this hotel was, and so we wanted to stay true to that history. So a lot of the things that you see on property in our rooms harken back to what it was originally.
Miller says even the name ties into the history of Route 66.
So it's always been this Americana tradition to drive and be able to stay on one route that's something that is just a part of America's history. And then to take that hotel from what it was in '62 and to continue its legacy in the 20-aughts and beyond is a privilege, really.
Repurposing and revitalizing historic buildings in Flagstaff help preserve the rich history hidden in plain sight along Route 66.
You can't take it back if you ruin it. And the fact that it was such a major thoroughfare and made such a major difference to the United States of America, from Illinois to California and connected all those 8 states and all the travelers and all the commerce, all the art, all the culture, you can't replicate it. Part of that, I believe, is the reason that people kind of hold on to it and say, Route 66, get your kicks on Route 66.